again.
Not long. It just sort of happened.
I wish I could fight bad guys like you.
I seem to mess it up almost every time.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Hi. Like a partner.
Dr. Pym, I actually heard what happened to you. You opened up the quantum realm. That's when this crazy creepy ghost who like walks through walls and stuff stole your tech. And now she wants to take over the world or whatever. Who would have believed that in your hour of need, you would turn to us?
Not me.
Because we robbed you. Do you remember?
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看本期的《对话好莱坞》，我是主持人蓝天。《蚁人2：黄蜂女现身》是由漫威影业公司出品，是蚁人系列电影的第2部，也是漫威宇宙电影的第20部电影了。继复联3后能够等到蚁人的到来啊，也是对漫威粉的一种弥补复联3给我们带来的伤痛和惋惜。本次呢，更是加入了黄蜂女 Wasp 这个新角色哈，和这个蚁人搭档呢，组成了新的 CP 组合，战斗力倍增啊！面对隐形人和黑恶势力，还有 FBI 的多方打击，真的是步履维艰啊！这一集当中呢，让人眼前一亮的是，博士可以任意变大变小任何的东西，巨大的摩天大楼呢，也能够被博士一键变成拉杆旅行箱，汽车呢，也可以随身携带。随时用，随时取，随时变大，真的是像跟变魔术一样哈。那另一大亮点呢，便是演员的出色的表演、逗趣的台词设计、幽默的对话呢，定让你全程捧腹大笑。那接下来就让我们一起来听一听主创们对影片的细致分析。Hi, Director Peyton. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, what makes you want to jump back into action with the Ant-Man series, and what do you think the cast this time?
Well, I was really excited to jump back in with the Ant-Man gang because I really, I've grown to love these characters and really wanted to be the person to tell their ongoing story. And it's such a great group of actors that we have. I mean, I'm really fortunate to have the cast that I have in this movie. Obviously, everybody who is coming back, Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, everybody else, Michael Douglas, obviously, and then adding the new people, Michelle Pfeiffer, Lawrence Fishburne, Walton Goggins. It's just a pleasure to work with everybody. And we really set up certain things in the first movie that, not knowing whether we were going to do a next one, we set things in motion that by the time we got around to making this movie, it was really fun to figure out, okay, how's all this stuff going to pay off?
So what role does the Wasp play in this franchise?
Well, Wasp in the first movie, is absolutely a hero. She's clearly the more qualified to sort of take on the mission in the first movie. She just didn't have a suit. And now in this movie, in Ant-Man and the Wasp, she's finally got her suit. So she shows up ready to play. She's a fully formed hero in this movie.
My record, 21 feet. You? 65 feet. 65.
If you two are finished comparing sizes.
65.
So how do you control the Ant-Man or the Giant Man, and what are the technology or variations are we seeing in this movie?
Well, one of the things we did in Ant-Man and the Wasp is really explore lots of different uses of the Pym particle technology. Not just the shrinking and the growing, but there are a bunch of sort of intermediary sizes that happen, and also he uses this technology on other things, not just on people. So it was fun to sort of take, okay, we've done Ant-Man and we've seen a little Giant Man. What are the other variations that we can do on this power? And particularly the tone of our movie, the comedic tone of the movie gave us a lot of license to play around with the suit itself. And also it begged the question, what happens if that suit happened to malfunction or not quite work the way it's supposed to? That seemed like a fun opportunity for us.
I just have one question. When Cap needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know. But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
I do some dumb things, and the people I love the most, they pay the price.
Thanks to you, we had to run. We're still running.
Let's go.
So what does the style of comedy come from for this movie?
Well, I think the style of comedy I've always liked is really character comedy. And for me in Ant-Man and the Wasp, it really is the juxtaposition of Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne. Two very capable heroes, but two people who have really different ideas about what they want out of being a hero. Evangeline's character, Hope, is absolutely all in. She's been training for this for years. She's finally got the suit, so she's a decisive, proactive hero. And Scott Lang is somebody who, you know, he's got a great heart and he's extremely capable as a hero, but he's not sure there's really room in his life to be a hero, because the couple of times he's put on that suit before, in the first Ant-Man and Civil War, it's brought him a lot of problems.
So the theme of family is super important in the Ant-Man series. So what do you think is a family dynamic that the film seems to revolve around?
Well, the theme of family has always been important to the Ant-Man movies, and we really expand on that in Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's really, you know, a movie series about fathers and daughters, whether they're literal fathers and daughters or figurative. But the whole idea of family, and with Scott Lang trying to sort of find this life-work balance, you know, he really, I think, wants to be Ant-Man, but he's absolutely not going to be Ant-Man if it means jeopardizing his relationship with his daughter. And that thematic, I think, has always been at the center of Ant-Man.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Hold on. You gave her wings?
And blasters.
So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me?
No, I did.
Hi Douglas, thank you so much for joining us. Do you feel like your hardware has gotten some serious upgrades for this movie?
Well, you know, I thought the PIM laboratories from the first Ant-Man were pretty spectacular. But as we have designed and built this incredible ship to go into the quantum realm, and the lab that I have, it gave me a sense of just how successful I'd been, you know, throughout my career.
So what is the backstory for your character that motivates him deeply?
Well, I love being haunted by the loss of my wife. And I think this is one of the wonderful moments in Ant-Man and the Wasp, that as much pride as and even hubris that Dr. Pym has, there's this pang and this guilt about the loss of Janet, which I find a melancholy moment that helps make him more real.
Change of plans.
Hang on.
I want that lab, boys, whatever it takes.
Hold on.
That on the cameras, it's filthy.
They got bigger problems. Pleasure doing business with you, Sonny.
Hi, Paul. So you play the infamous Ant-Man in the story. Do you think it kind of helps when writing for the whole movie and being on the writers' team? And also, how does your character grow throughout the whole story?
Well, I kind of think of it in terms of the story as a complete thing, and I go in as a writer thinking not just of my character, but what the entire story is going to be, and how Scott might fit into that story. As far as my character, he's already now been through some experience with this, and his conflict is different in that we know he's wrestling with being a good parent and being a superhero, and how can you juggle those two things?
What personal conflicts do you resonate the most with the Ant-Man?
I mean, as far as that kind of conflict, the closest comparison that I could draw to my own real life is I have to go away to film these things, and I have kids of my own, and I feel guilty and terrible when I have to leave town for a while, and I'll try and get home on weekends, and it's like, okay, I know I want to do this as a job, but am I missing out on, school functions that I can't go to, things like that, and that's in sporting events, and that's really hard.
That's us.
The only chance we've got is both of you.
Ant-Man and the Wasp teaming up.
Follow my lead.
She seems more intense.
So tell us a little bit more about Scott Lang and how is he relatable to everyone?
Well, I think that Scott Lang is a fairly relatable character in that he has no real innate super abilities. I mean, he was chosen for this part to play this Ant-Man role because he is smart and he does know how to use his brain in a certain way, but he's a regular guy, and I think that makes him unique within the MCU. And as far as dealing with some of the threats, there is a certain kind of humor that goes along with it, and his abilities are so specific that it's easy to kind of understand why this might stick out, as opposed to some of the other bigger, stronger, more muscular superheroes.
So how is your relationship with Hank and Hope?
Yeah, well, when it starts, our relationship, it's a bit frosty. We haven't spoken in a while. I'm under house arrest, and I've, after the events of Civil War, I've really put Hank and Hope in a precarious situation, and they are not too pleased. And so we haven't spoken in a while. And so there's an initial discomfort and tension that we need to get over. And then there's the kind of learning curve of having to learn how to kind of work together as this team. And so the relationship evolves, and I also think with Hope, she's doing what she was born to do. So that character has evolved from the first film as well. There's, I think there's a sense of, there's a frustration that's not there anymore, and now it's been replaced with determination and just kind of fierceness.
Get loose now. No. You go low, I'll go high.
I have wings. Why would I go low?
We're gonna die. I don't wanna die. We didn't die!
Hey, what'd I miss? We were just tiny.
So what is your reaction when you finally got to see the movie on the big screen?
It feels very exciting. It's been long in coming. We've been working very, very hard on this movie for about the last year, and it's a big moment, and it's just finally here, and it feels really good.
So how do you think Hope has evolved in the second film, and what's his relationship like with Scott Lang?
Well, at the end of the last film, of course, Hope had gone from a hurting woman who had an estranged relationship with her father, a broken relationship with her missing mother, and she was very cold and she was very calculated and detached emotionally. But by the end of the first film, she's healed so much of the trauma that she has with her father, and she's in a much, much happier place. She's fallen in love with Scott Lang, who is Ant-Man. And so when we pick up the second film, you can see all of this beautiful evolution that's happened in her, where she's in a much happier, healthier place. She's also taken on the mantle of the Wasp, which was her lifelong aspiration and goal. So she's satisfied, she's got a great relationship with her father, but things are not so good between her and Scott Lang.
So how do you like your sexy wasp suit?
I love my wasp suit. My wasp suit is a modernized version of what was a more traditional wasp suit that you saw Janet Van Dyne wearing in the first Ant-Man. She, of course, has wings as her mother did before her. She also has blasters in her wrists as her mother did before her. And yeah, she's pretty kick-ass in that suit.
Great. Tell me you're filming.
This is bananas.
I dare you to blink.
So what was it like when you found out that you got the part for Ghost?
I think I've been keeping myself like kind of ghostly. No, I have had like anticipation and, you know, oh my God, you're going to be playing Ghost. And so that's been really fun. And it's fun to see fans excited for this. And yeah, like they're not going to be disappointed. It's a great, great movie.
So have you always been a fan of the Marvel Universe, and how does it feel to be a part of that?
I think for me, the exciting factor, I mean, I love superheroes and villains. I've grown up on, you know, on comics myself. A lot of Batman, a lot of Joker and Superman. But, you know, Marvel is amazing. I'm such a huge fan myself, you know, of all the Marvel Universe movies. And, I mean, Ant-Man, the first one, directed by Peyton Reed as well, was just such a success. I loved it. It was just like, it was the real funny one with so much heart. And to be asked to join, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp, you know, female title in the role, which is really badass as well, which is great. I was like, okay, this is amazing. And to be able to take a male original comic book character and be the first person to take that character off the page and give it life, that was so exciting. And to have freedom to go with it and go anywhere with it was, yeah, it's an actor's dream.
So how was it working with director Peyton?
I was so excited to work with him. I mean, to have such a successful, you know, first Ant-Man movie, and then to, you know that he was going to be attached to do this one as well. I was like, okay, this is gonna be really fun. And I was not disappointed in the least. It was so much fun. Him and Paul together were just very hilarious. Like, there was a lot of laughter on set. And also, you know, Peyton as director, he really has the ability to capture the action, the high octane drama, the stakes, but then also the heart and the comedy and the lightness of the movie as well. It was amazing. I felt really at ease and part of the family and open, you know, welcomed with open arms to this film.
好的，那么以上呢就是今天对话好莱坞的全部内容了，谢谢大家的收看，我们下一期同一时间再见了，拜拜。